Hello, my name is Kamal. I am from the clouds. I'm a human now, but I used to be a raindrop. Word up, I'm really good at putting words up. I make them levitate and circle with the birds. I don't need to force it, I let it occur. Whatever occurs, thank you. Feel like I was touched by an angel. Once again, a whole nother angle. I got a lot of holes in my angle. I got a lot of love and a whole lot of ignorance, and that's a good thing if you want to relate. I'm just trying 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 to relate. Presence, now, presence, come out, It's come out like a power with an M. I get down like gravity, rackety rappers and raps rapidly follow the rapid into the rapids of being rapping and rattling, rattle riddles and rivets into the sky. I'm a rebel, feeling riveting, rhythm and clear, I am vigorous.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Opening week in the NFL is an exciting time for everybody, including these two teams here today. It's the Raiders going up against the Saints. With that, we're off to the Bayou, as it's time to debut our new broadcast team for 2016. Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thank you. We are down on the Bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Today, the opener of the 2016 NFL season between the Oakland Raiders and the New Orleans Saints. Now the rookie from Southern Miss, it's Jalen Richard. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan. As we get a glance at these starters, Michael Crabtree is the man we highlight at wide receiver.
Phenomenal hands, so strong. When the ball gets to him, it just dives right there, and then he's able to do things with it after he catches it.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. And on the ground they go with the running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7. And here's a look at the defensive unit that hopes to halt this offense today. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing his car on 3rd down. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 8 yards there on a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. From the gun, it's Carr. And he finds Cook. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now a handoff here to his running back. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? And almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front? Creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility.
Now it's Carr. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him with his first sack of 2016. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Here's Marquette King now to kick it for Oakland. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. They'll come out in the pistol. Breeze now on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. And here's the offense today that hopes to get off to a strong start. Let's see what the offense comes with here. 2nd and 8. Now the reigning rushing champ, it's Adrian Peterson. And some room to roam now. That one goes for 24 yards. If you're an Adrian Peterson fan, that's the sign that you want to see right there on the other end. They got to learn to get him down, or this could be a long one.
And it's also the sign that his team wanted to see. Him making that type of a run, having a force and an impact on the game that early, that really demoralizes the defense because they realize it could be a long game trying to get him on the ground.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Time to meet the defensive starters for the Oakland Raiders, and you want to discuss one of their safeties.
I certainly do. Carl Joseph out of West Virginia. Always did a great job policing the middle of the field. A big hitter, knocked the ball away, but really added to his game as last year as a Mountaineer. Became a better cover guy and a better ball hawk before he got injured. They're really going to love him in Oakland. When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Kill!
They'll run it. Here's Peterson. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They run again on 1st down. Peterson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And the tackle's made there by one of the secondary members. And I can guarantee you, having played that spot in the huddle right now or on the field, they're urging for a little bit more support from the guys up front. I actually remember one game where I hopped over a defensive lineman to make a tackle downfield and realized he was 10 yards downfield. That's not good. That's being driven off the line of scrimmage, and you can't have that if you're going to win a game on defense.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
Now they'll throw with Breeze. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. Now 4th down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
That was not a completion that results in a highlight video. But at the same time, if you have those kind of completions all game long, eventually one of them might turn into a highlight.
On play action, now Carr. He's got time. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. And now Cooper, slow to get up. Staying down after that last play. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter 1 of the new year. We'll be back. Into the red zone, it's Carr. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. So they run it on 2nd down. Now let's see what 3rd down brings here for the offense. In motion, Patterson. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. And the 38-year-old vet able to split the uprights, and that will tie us at 3-3. So a good kick there, and they wrap up the drive by putting 3 on the board.
And you know, let's face it, you're not always going to come away with 6. Defense in the NFL are just too good. But you've got to come away with something. And there, they get 3.
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. On 2nd down, here's Breeze. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his. It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Breeze. Left side and caught by Flainer. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And there's a nice completion to Kobe Flainer, and no one can be happier than Drew Brees.
They had Jimmy Graham for all those years, Ben Watson last year, and now coming south from Indianapolis, Flainer. First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
Yeah. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
Carr to throw on second down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. Third down here. The Saints with an extra defensive back here on third on the field.
Could they blitz?
Now Carr, he sets to fire deep. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down. Here's Marquette King now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Pulled in at the 24. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense. Get a couple of first downs.
And it's a fumble. But I think the Raiders are going to be able to hold on to it, yes.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Cameron Jordan in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well. And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
And the defensive line controls the offensive front the way we just saw there. It doesn't allow any of the offensive linemen to leak downfield and get to the linebackers and block them on the second level. You end up with the type of play we just saw. Linebackers didn't have to fight anyone off. Didn't have to knock anyone to the side. Didn't have to elude anyone trying to...
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Mario Edwards in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
To throw is Breeze. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And he fields it cleanly. A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. We're back to New Orleans after this. So the D-line's going to spread out. To throw, it's Carr. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And Cook has it, left side. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. The sack sets him back a full 10 yards there on 1st and goal. Shotgun now for Carr. Can't find anyone open. And that'll be incomplete. And the offense looking to pick up the 1st down after the 2nd down incompletion. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Carr. He's got time in the pocket. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me.
And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And Janikowski bangs it through, and they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So they kick it through to take the lead. There is a little bit of time left, though, here in the 2nd quarter.
And while they're concerned about not giving up a big return or giving up points themselves going into the half, how good do they feel, though, putting points on the board themselves right near the end of the 1st half?
Yeah, now the Saints get set to trot out there. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they've missed a golden opportunity.
Now Breeze, finding time. He'll rifle this one deep right side, and that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. Here's Thomas Morstead now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. That's what, geez, they don't even want to let their guys get a drink of water. All right, 3rd quarter, let's get to it. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll probably wish he reconsidered here. It'll cost him 10 yards now with a new rule as he's down at the 15-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. Brought in left side by Snead. 11 yards on the pickup, and that leads to a New Orleans first down. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They run again with Peterson. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches. Breeze going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. And now a first down following that long gain. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll run with Peterson. Give him 4 on the carry there. It's 2nd and goal.
I know Adrian Peterson can run away from you in the open field, but he is not a guy that shies away from contact in goal line situations.
And this close to the goal line, they may turn to him again. Ball spotted at the 4. It's 2nd and goal. They try again with Peterson. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They come out here in the eye. And it's 3rd down and goal from the 4. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is good. And that will tie things up at 6-6. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the 2nd half. Now on 1st down. Finds Roberts left side. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
All right, here we go. Wide and yay. Wide and yay. Hey, we go round.
On second down, here's Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones maybe you bring...
He's got a man, complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Johnny Holton, his first NFL reception, goes for 6. And the Raiders are able to cash in for 6. And it's up and good to extend the lead to 13-6. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by first-rounder Carl Joseph. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make...
And this is taken in at the 5. And he's brought down after a good gain. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're...
And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Derek Carr, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the first turnover on defense leads to 6 points. And he'll bang that one through. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. On the return, it's Ted Ginn Jr. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And someone must have been in this hot sun a little too long. They've got the punt team out there, and just to clarify, it is not 4th down. 2nd down and 4. Breeze to throw on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now it's 2nd and 7. On second down, here's Breeze. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. That goes for a gain of 31. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They give it to Peterson. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
Peterson alone in the backfield. Here's Breeze to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it. So
still 7 yards to go here on 3rd down. It's 3rd and goal. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And this one is right through. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s, and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Surveying the field. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
All right, here we go.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And taken at the 46. 31 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
Toe
that.
bashed it.
Super toe.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Breeze. Looking again for Thomas. This time complete. Back now here live in New Orleans. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And room there to work it inside the 25. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Left side and caught by Flainer. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Breeze now to throw. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Justin Ellis breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. He took a hit on that last play. Now let's see how he and the offense respond on 2nd. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. Looking left side, and it's complete. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. They gotta have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll run for it with Peterson. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
Brandon, it's easy to make decisions from right up here where we are, right in the cheap seats, but let's be frank.
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Adrian Peterson taking it in. And the Saints are back within a score.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. They've been in enemy territory, as you said. They just hadn't been able to punch it in until that point. Another tote for the workhorse here this afternoon, Peterson. But he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, and that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. They'll get 19 yards there. Good enough for an Oakland 1st down.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read in the That's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here, and they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Breeze to throw on second down. On the left side, it's complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And let's see what the defensive coordinator may have up his sleeve here to try to get this final last stand and win this football game. Again, Peterson. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
Well, he was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter, they'll feel pretty good as a defense.
So a good kick there, and they finish off the drive with 3.
And that should be the goal for an offense, finish each drive with points. So that's a nice job there to come away with at least something.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That was a good, forceful run, and it demonstrates why you've got to put your body on a runner when you're trying to tackle him. If you just go in there and just try and get him down with arm tackles, usually doesn't work very well, and we saw on that play, he'll run right through those attempted plays.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So we've got a 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Carr. Going right side here, and that's complete. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down. Fresh set of downs here. Now Carr. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
All right, here we go.
Carr to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying. And the Saints signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. And to give this time to the tailback. And Brown, but not before they're inside the 25. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So now this thing's coming down. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. So now this thing's coming down to the big left leg of Sebastian Janikowski. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And his kick here is good.